Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer. This is the second part of our route learning run from Fort William to Mallaig. We're at Glen Finnan. We have just asked for the next token. We are not allowed it though because the section ahead of us is blocked, so there is another train coming in our direction. We are loading passengers on at Glen Finnan. We are ahead of time. My current score is 470. Like I said in the last video, the whole scoring thing is just an ego boost for me rather than a main part of this this Let's Play series. Because it's unusual for me to be playing Train Simulator as an actual Let's Play, as a computer game, rather than let's just have a look around some awesome routes that the community made. Which we'll be doing again. I've still got plenty of community-based routes on this as well. So have no fear about that. So, yeah, like I say, we're at Glen Finnan. The next stop is, that I know of, is Arisaig in 17 miles, then Mora in 22, and Mallaig in 24. There was obviously some other stuff to go on between there and then. We should be at Mallaig in roughly 1 hour's time, provided I can keep, pardon me, my pace up as I have been thus far. But yeah, so yeah, it's been fun so far, and I think it's gone well so far. Just waiting for this next train to come in, and then we can make our way forwards. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's the bugger. Here he is. Pulling in. Better late than never, I guess. Who am I shouting at? Which locomotive is late? I want your name and number, sunshine. 37401, aluminium 100, 37410 even. Right, now I reckon they will give me the token in just a moment. Now that that section of line is clear, I think it's an automated process. I think they know I'm waiting. There we go, yep. Receiving, go ahead.
2278, signal family, state your message, over. 2278, section ahead is now clear. Press send to accept token, over.
There we go, sent.
2278, Glen Finnan to Arisaig, section token on display, over. 2278, Glen Finnan to Arisaig, section token confirmed. You have permission to pass the direction stopboard with Glen Finnan.
Good, let's get going.
2278, understanding of permission to pass the
I have totally already passed it, but never mind. At some point I'm going to have to tell them that I'm clear, so I shall stay in the cab for now. Well, I stay in the cab anyway because it's a career mode scenario. But should definitely hold on this angle because very soon I'm going to have to tell them that I am clear of the station boundary. I'm sure there's a signpost for it. There's a line side signal that signifies when you're past the station boundary when you have to do it. I think it's this one, possibly just behind my head. Coming up just after the bridge. Yeah, the diagonal stripe one. I think once I go past that I have to. Yeah, that's the one. Right. I'm clear of all scenery. Yeah, they now know that I am clear of the station boundary at Glen Finnan and making my way towards Arisaig. Are we approaching the summit of the line, are we? That's good to know. We're definitely climbing now, so I'm going to have to put a bit more power into this. That's a automated warning system, there we go. So AWS are a white cross and a blue background, Scottish flag, basically. Okay, so and then there's that, and there's the station boundary, which is the blue background with the white diagonal lines. So whenever I pass that, I have to let the signalman know that I am clear. Obviously, there's the big white boards with big red dots that say stop. Which are the boards where I have to contact Barnaby to get the signal tokens. So okay, yeah, pardon me, I'm picking up what they're putting down. I'm getting this. We're just under a mile from the summit now. Yeah, so far this has gone well from the score of 551. If I can keep that score above 500, I'll be happy with that. If I can push it to 1,000, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so my early career on the Fort William to Mallaig line is going well, and this is largely positive. Yeah, Arisaig's in the summit. 15 miles to Arisaig. Nearly speeding again, don't want to do that. I want to keep my score as high as possible. I'm going to put my head in. Scenery on this bit is, I think we're entering the scenic bits now. Not that the rest of the route wasn't scenic, but this is getting very nice. This is getting very, very nice. Like, blue and white quarters are a bridge. Okay, so here is the summit. Is there anything signifying that it's the summit, or is it just you have to know that this is the summit? Because most lines have some sort of marker that says summit. 361 feet. There's no obvious marker. We are now going to descend. So we're doing pretty well so far. Making good time, getting good scores again. Got a good score there, 629 we're now at. So 1,000 is within reach. But this is the downhill bit where I'm going to have to drive. So apologies if I go a little bit quiet. Well, this looks a bit more ruggedy, middle of nowhere-y, Scotlandy. That's the official term, I believe, for this kind of countryside. Ruggedy, middle of nowhere-y, Scotlandy. I'm looking forward to this bit because this is part of the route I've never driven. I know nothing about this part of the route whatsoever, other than it finishes at Mallaig in about 20 odd miles time. Yeah, 22 miles time. Right, so I'm going to need to put a little bit of brake on. As my leg gets slightly nibbled at by a rabbit. You can't see that, obviously. It's, that's just for me, really. There's a series of tunnels now. These twin tunnels are at Le Cabouith. Please take care as we drop down to the shore of the stunning Loch Ilt, or Ilt. I will take care. Although I'm losing a lot of points now, I'm below 600. I lost 84 points for speeding. That is frustrating. I wasn't going much over this, I think it was going like 31.8 or something. But so what we'll do is we'll keep ourselves, keep the brakes in service until about 28 point something miles an hour. Then let it roll back up to high 30s. And brakes back on again. And 1 in 50. Get that cursor out of the way, Humble. Running again. Cool, this is a long descent. Imagine coming up this bank the other way. And there's Loch Ilt. Or Ilt. You forget, because it's got the fairly large diesel locomotives in the Class 37s, you forget this is a branch line. This isn't the main line. Fort William is the end of is really the end of any sort of main line. And from what little I know about it, yeah, this is definitely the a branch line spur up to a fishing port in Mallaig, really. Which again, according to my knowledge of Steam days, if you ever ate herring in the United Kingdom, it almost certainly used to come from Mallaig. Lot less so now, we get our fish from abroad. Although, we used to get our fish from abroad. Political circumstances have changed, don't know where we get our fish from now, probably the same places. But just in case that comment in this video ages badly. Yeah, this is a driving heavy bit. You have to, because I could just let the loco go, but I would ruin my score for a start and probably crash into that lock down there, and I don't really want to do that. I'd quite like to if I crash in a career scenario, how badly have I done? No, I think I'd have to move. I think I'd have to call an end to whatever route I was doing and then move to a different route and just hope that, you know, word of my failures didn't reach them. The new employers, obviously, the new route employers. Gonna be speeding. Put that brake on. 6 points. Okay, not too bad. So I was caught out by that really nice view. Let's have a look from the centre of the loco. That's not a bad view, and it's not badly rendered either as views go. So it's one thing to be modelled on a real thing, it's another thing to get the modelling as accurate as that and to make it look just so gorgeous. So they've done a really, really good job here. I want to say Thompson Interactive did this route, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Again, could have researched before I started recording, didn't. Because that's the kind of person I am, I guess. down at the edge of Loch Ilt, or Ilt. Not too much throttle that we're not going to speed off, thank you. But that is gorgeous. In anybody's book, that's gorgeous. Even computerized, this scenery is gorgeous. Lovely, lovely. And progress is being made. We can't be that far away from Arisaig now. 11 miles. So yeah, and still making good time, keeping ourselves on time, not falling behind. I think if anything we are actually gaining time. We are getting quicker because that ETA, while the app Borrowdale isn't a specifically timetabled event, we are bringing the ETA further forward. So, progress, and continued progress, and safe progress, no speeding, no nothing, so, yeah. This is gorgeous. I think we're going to get told about Loch Ilt in just a moment, about now. As we approach the western end of the loch, a series of picturesque and mysterious inlets can be seen on the right. Ooh, mysterious inlets. Can be seen on the right, so I'm guessing these bits here. These are the mysterious inlets. Show me your secrets! They have no secrets, they're just inlets. But, you know, fair enough. I admire the attempt at poetry. Sort of constantly have flange squeak at the moment, which is not ideal in anybody's book, really. Have constant flange squeak. It is a really well done route, this. It's a really well done route. Oh, I do want to get the next bit from Fort William down to Helensburgh, and then Helensburgh down to Glasgow, because that would complete. I could then run from Settle to Mallaig in continuous. South to Carlisle, Carlisle to Glasgow, Glasgow to Helensburgh, Helensburgh to Mallaig. But Settle southwards, there's no real routes that cover that. I think with a UK train simulator version you can get as far as Skipton, which is a decent way south, but it's not. Doesn't allow for continuous quote-unquote running. And by continuous running, if you remember the Sodor Santa Special, where I ran from York to Sodor in continuous, being able to connect routes together and not having to travel in between. You'll see what I mean. Basically, it means that like, if you go from York to Doncaster, then change to a different route, but I would still start at Doncaster So I could go from Mallaig to Port William in this route, Port William to Hansborough in that route, Hansborough to Glasgow in that route, Glasgow to Carlisle in that route, and Carlisle to Settle in the Settle and Carlisle route, is what I'm basically saying. That's a really long-winded way of making a point that is ultimately dull and boring. But it took up a good 30 seconds of the video, and it was me chatting for 30 seconds, which is, you know, better than silence, allegedly. So I'm going upper 1 in 70. Loch Ilott station. At the moment we are not scheduled to stop there, but we weren't scheduled to stop at one earlier on either. And we did, so I wonder if we're going to be asked to, or requested, it's in a request stop, whether we're going to be requested to stop. So let's find out. We are approaching the request stop at Loch Ilott. Please prepare to stop at the platform. Right, okay. So this one is getting requested passengers. So this is another additional stop that isn't in the timetable, but it is a request stop, so. And they've requested it. And we are but here to serve. Selfish bastards, these passengers, aren't they? Don't they know I'm route learning? This is for me, not them. Mind you, I am running ahead of schedule, so I guess, you know, I'm doing alright. Oh, excuse me, I apologise. I apologise profusely. Platform on the right hand side, I'm gonna guess. Then the lock is over there, isn't it? So it could be on the left-hand side. Sorry if the camera's wobbling, I'm doing my nervous leg shake again. Don't know why. Not even nervous. I reckon I got this. I'm in control of the locomotive. Oh, it is on the left-hand side. Oh. So it's a downward gradient, which is frustrating. No, the station itself, the platform itself is flat. Did this used to be double track? This looks like it used to be double track. Pulling the locomotive and our carriages to a stop. And I would argue about the perfect position. I'll take that. I'll take that, that's not bad. I think we've done pretty well there, actually. So we should get another little boost to our score, which is currently 513. It was in the 600s. I feel like those bits of speeding on the way down to Loch Ilott have possibly scuppered my chance of getting a plus 1000 score. Please adjust my radio after departure. The next stop is Arisaig. Wheel slip. Go, changing frequency. No, wrong button, thank you. Lovely, there we go. Right. Cool, so let's push on. Get ourselves up to 30 and then it's the next, this at the Borrowdale thing. And, oh, another sign, red and white quarters means a tunnel. fairly obvious they're always outside tunnels, and you can't miss a tunnel because they're big holes in the ground. Tunnels are fairly obvious, you shouldn't need a sign for them, but I guess, you know. Just hold ourselves from speeding. Wardown 4.8 miles, Arrowtagan 7 miles. So okay, we are obviously we're getting closer to Arrowtagan every metre we move forward, but we are making some decent progress now. Getting a slight rise in the track, so 1 in 50, more than a slight rise. That's a fair old whack, not for a class 37, but what are you going to tell me about Polish? Pardon me. Same night, still windy pops. Windy pops. Oh, tunnel and a bridge. Around the next bend we'll pass the small hilltop chapel at Polnish. Oh, lovely. So I'll get my cursor, if I get my mouse ready to have a look. I can turn that off now. Oh, there it is. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. That's better, I've got a better view now. Actually, if I do that, I can actually see chapel. Very nice, very lonely. I always wondered, now somebody built that chapel quite a few years, potentially centuries ago, and they built it in the middle of nowhere. Why? Who was the congregation? Oh, typical, just around the bend, there's a house. It's a bit more modern than the church, but still, probably there's been a settlement or a farm or something for centuries, and I'm talking out my arse as usual. I hate logic. Never been my friend. Okay, just arrest the speed a little bit as we come through this rocky cutting. Very nice. This is Loch Dub? I know it looks like it's easy to say, but given that it's probably a genuinely old Gaelic name, I want to get it right if I can. Take my brakes onto running, if not release now. Since we're on the flat, and then we go down again. Presumably 1 in 50 again. Yeah. I feel like we're still making good time. I feel like we're still alright time-wise. It's a nice bridge. Nice old-style bridge, I like it. The little spindles. Very nice, picturesque, suitable for this kind of line. Oh, bloody hell. Got too into talking to you about scenery, I've started speeding again. -8. Approaching Arnabol Viaduct, typical of the larger concrete viaducts on the line. Yeah, that looks like just a short Glen Finnan. He said, like an expert. we can get some more information now. What's it going to tell us? Round the next corner and through a rocky cutting we will cross Glen Finnan on the Loch Nan Wam Viaduct. So I'm speeding and losing lots of my points. On the left is the Sound of Arisaig. Got my score sub 500 now. Bloody notifications. It looks like straight off the viaduct there's a heck of a climb. Oh, stretch your shoulders. Next we're down to the viaduct. So there's the Sound of Arisaig. This location marks the bottom of Eastdale Bank, the most challenging climb on the route. Right, okay, so this is the bottom of the bank. And then there's the rest of the water. Cool. So, we are now climbing. Apparently it's quite a challenging climb as well, so let's see if we can... So, we'll open the taps a little. Get ourselves up this climb. We're still no close to get close to this Borrowdale thing. The next one is at Beesdale. This doesn't help me. One in 48. Now for a class 37 diesel, it's still a tough climb, but it's not a terrible climb for a steam locomotive. You'd be feeling it. The fireman would certainly be feeling it. 1 in 48 for this length of time. It's at least a mile, if not possibly 2, of heavy incline. This is where the fireman would earn his money, I reckon. This is where the fitter's earning his money on diesel. Ah, it's a Beesdale station. Is it a request halt? Now am I stopping? These are the questions and I need to know the answers, because it's less than a mile away. And just under half a mile, I think they're going to get told. So I still have warning, but not a massive amount. What am I doing at Beesdale? Am I staying or am I going? Should I stay or should I go? These are the questions I need to know the answers to. Oh, you can choose with the two-tone horn. I like that. It's fun. Makes me happy anyway. Towards the Bank is Beesdale Station. A request that we will not be stopping at Beesdale on this trip. Good. That's fine, as long as I know. Ah, and there's at Borrowdale. This is a windy bit of the line. Not that this line's been particularly straight, but this bit in particular is very, very windy. Right, so Beesdale is the top of the bank. Beesdale Station anyway is the top. For yawning. It says Beesdale platform 1. There's only one platform. What up, Beesdale? Yeah, never mind, I missed. There was some pipes that I wanted to look at, but oh, you've missed them now. Pardon me. Oh. Burpy McBurperson over here. Right. Well, we weren't expecting to get here until the estimated time of arrival at Borrowdale was 15:26. We're gonna get there at 15:24, and about 40 seconds. So yeah, we are definitely making up time. So we should give us some time to get. Tunnel ahead leads onto a viaduct featuring a concrete arch with a clear span of 124 feet, the longest in the world when it's constructed. This is Borrowdale. They like the epic commentary, don't they? And this is a tunnel. This is a tunnel. This is tunnel. Wham, ba, 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 wham. Heart attack. I've used that joke a couple of times on the channel. Run with it. Run with it. RSA platform is in 2.5 miles, give or take. So we are, yeah, ploughing forwards. Into the Highlands. Up this 1 in 75 bank. So literal Highlands. There is still a lock down there, is there? Yes, there is, just hit through the trees and a small town. I just realised I was about to speed quite almost aggressively, actually. And aggressive speeding is not good in career scenarios. Hey, tractor. Oh, excuse me, I apologise. It's not even that late, it's only 10:15 at time of recording. I don't know when you guys are watching this. Put that off, because we are now going to go downhill. I imagine I'm going to be using brakes more than throttle at this point. Yeah, I would say so. Yes, the moment so we're going to be roughly nearly 2 minutes ahead, certainly a minute and a half ahead at Arisaig, which is good. That's very, very good. It'd be good for my score, it'd be good for the passengers, good for the reputation of ScotRail. We're all good. We're all good. Pretty well at the moment, actually, if I'm being honest. I think I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Information about Larrick Moor, or Larrick, probably Larrick. With what little I understand of Celtic languages. Still loading in some scenery, I see, getting a few little ironic chugs from the game engine. Next viaduct is Larrickmore. It crosses the watercourse of the same name. Cool. And then Arisaig platform. So going over a viaduct at some point. Over the Larrickmore watercourse. Oh, okay. Cool. Very nice. And then at Arisaig we're going to have to do the token thing again, because that's where our token runs out. And presumably Arisaig to Mallaig. Oh, an AWS. I haven't had one of them in a while. Pardon me. That I've noticed anyway. I mean, they haven't stopped me, so I presume I haven't had one in a while. Okay, Arisaig less than half a mile away. Let's start to slow, shall we? Plus, obviously, the speed restriction of 15 mph. So this is what happens when I drive this game slowly. Properly is the word I'm looking for there. There's a Freudian slip. Oh, I believe we're passing someone here again, given the yellow light. So we've slowed quite nicely. We're picking up speed a little bit now, but that's nothing that I can't handle as we enter into the 15 mph. Behave, rabbits. They are doing fine. So this is Arisaig. Some permanent way wagons on our left there. I presume permanent way. Certainly departmental of some description. Freight wagons, one way or the other. So again, board saying stop. Give myself a little bit more throttle into the station, just so we definitely get as many of the coaches as possible on the platform. And again, I reckon we've done pretty well there. Lovely. So we're ahead of time again by about 2 minutes. Make the radio call.
2278 signaler Barnaby, over.
2278 signaler Barnaby.
And be another wait.
State your message, over.
2278 standing at direction stopboard, clear of the signal line, requesting token to proceed, over.
2278 section ahead is blocked. Hold your position, over.
There's a train in our way.
2278 understand I do not have permission to proceed. Holding position, over.
So I'm now holding position until this train arrives, so I shall probably see you guys when it does, because it could be quite a while. So, see you in a bit. Actually, you're a coward. That did not take anywhere near as long as I thought, and it's a freight train. So... is it logs though? This is the question. No, it appears to be hoppers of some description. Stone? Ballast? Ballast. Possibly ballast working. Either way, won't be stopping at... well, no, it will be stopping at Arisaig to get its token, won't it? But So I imagine that we are...
227.
Yeah, once that comes through.
This is Signaler Banovi. Are you receiving? Over.
We are receiving.
2278, signaller Banovi. State your message. Over.
2278. Section ahead is now clear. Press send to accept token. Over.
Press send to accept the token.
2278.
RSA to Mallaig. Yeah,
RSA
I
to
thought it would
Mallaig.
be.
Section token on display. Over.
2278. RSA to Mallaig. Section token confirmed. You have permission to pass the direction stopboard RSA and proceed to Mallaig.
Hooray!
2278. Understand I have permission to pass the DSB at
Sorry,
RSA
it's
and
got
proceed to
glasses.
Mallaig. Out.
It being my headphones. Just need to massage me ear a little bit. Umox. There's one for the Star Trek fans. Right, okay, so once the passengers are on, I am good to go to Mallaig, which is in some distance. So yeah, we shouldn't be. I think they're saying about. I think it's supposed to be about 20 minutes between here and our stop at Mallaig. Yeah, 15:57. So yeah, about 20 minutes. We seem to be running ahead of time, so hopefully it'll be a bit less than that. But my score is going to go up again because I was way on time for Harris' sake. 2 minute stops at every station. Bloody hell, this is definitely a... Well, I have the token, so we can proceed ahead. And that's fine with me. Get ourselves up to 15 mph. Already it's saying we're going to be 2 minutes ahead at Mora. Although it's definitely not in 0.89 miles. Not if it's going to take us another 14 minutes. Well, 12 minutes. Saying we're going to take this. We're scheduled for 14 minutes. This is a very forgiving timetable. I like it. Because it's forgiven my driving an awful lot. Oh, let the non-clear of the station's route.
2278, signaler Banovi, over.
2278, signaler Banovi. State your message, over.
2278, have passed the station limit marker, over.
2278, confirmed. You have passed the station limits marker, out.
They don't off drone on those two, don't they? I know it's a necessity, but ooh. AWS marker. Oh, look at that. Well, that's very nice. That's very nice indeed, scenery-wise. I'll take that. The tranquility of the countryside is only slightly ruined by the flange squeal. And now it's a case if we're going downhill, so I'm going to have to drive again. Make sure we don't speed and absolutely decimate that score. We've got it back up within the 500s now. I really hope we can get it up towards the 600s again. Like I said, that's not a main part of this Let's Play, but for me, I'd like to do well, you know. So now we're now this is all, it's going to be a lot of dropping towards Mallaig, isn't it now? Because Mallaig is sea level and we are not, because there's the sea. Or was at least, I presume it's the sea. I'm going to stick my head out while we're doing all this bit. So it's saying I'm timetabled at Mora at 15:50. So I'm going to get at 15:47, so damn near 5 minutes early, which means we will have another long stop at Mora, which you guys won't see most of. There's no point in just sitting there for 5 minutes when we can spin on, so. Again, gorgeous scenery. This is kind of what I'm basing, because you won't have seen it yet, but the next Sodor Snippets video I'm planning for you guys, certain time recording, is the Peel-Godred Diesel and Electric Railway. And I kind of want that to have a sort of Scottish Highlands-esque feel, along with a lot of the mid Sodor to have a sort of Highlands-esque feel. Particularly the Peel-Godred line, because it runs literally here in relation to some mountains. Like this is literally the sort of stuff, that sort of terrain it runs through. So it's going to be heavily inspired by this sort of route, and I hope that comes across when you see it. Again, if you don't know what Sodor I'm talking about, check out the links in the description below to my Sodor Snippet series, and see all the work I've done on it so far. Ah yes, this is nice and desolate looking. You wouldn't want to get lost here. That's what I mean by desolate. Not that it's desolate or ugly country, it's just you wouldn't want to get lost here at night in a snowstorm. Bless you, baby. You're welcome. Yeah, no, this is nice, and this is definitely sort of. I'm taking this as essentially a scenery scout for the Peel-Godred and Diesel and Electric Railway, PGDER, the Pugda Railway. Which is it's an interesting route on Sodor, that actually, because it's so different to everywhere else, because everywhere else is a steam heritage railway basically, and that's how I'm planning to. It's a modern railway, but it's run by steam locomotives, so there's a lot of heritage elements. That's the way I'm playing it. But the Peel-Godred Railway is definitely a more modern diesel and electric railway. So it's been a nice challenge to build it, and like I said, I've definitely based bits of it on. Certainly the scenery is very much this sort of feel to it. I said the middle of Sodor. I think the middle of Sodor really is actually middle of Sodor main line. The next bit of the main line you'll see, which is Kildane, Kildane through to Crovan's Gate. That's very much Settle and Carlisle-esque. So again, bleak moorland and farmland rather than, because at the moment there's been a lot of woodland on Sodor, and I wanted a bit more of an open bit. As you get back down towards, from Crovan's Gate to Vickerstown, you get a bit more woodland again, because you're getting towards the coast. Again, still making good time on this particular run. So, this is quite nice and sedate, this route, actually. I'm going to enjoy doing the career scenarios. I suspect some of the scenarios are going to have more going on, because obviously this is just a drive from point to point, which is nice and useful for route learning, but yeah, it's when we get to things like the freight work and any shunting stuff, that's going to be more interesting. Certainly from a viewing and driving perspective anyway. An operational perspective is going to be a lot more interesting, because like I said, this is end to end, and I like end to end, so I like the idea of running the whole route. But I'm going to do the freight one because there isn't an order in some other routes. These career scenarios are numbered. These aren't numbered. So I'll probably just run through them in alphabetical order because it's going to be easiest, I think. Or possibly after this I'll just do difficulty order. Yeah, I think that's how I'll do it. We'll do difficulty order. Could have had that conversation with myself off camera. Chose not to. Want to involve you guys. When I say involve, like I said, this is all pre-recorded way ahead of time, so it's going to give us some information about Mora now, isn't it? The next bridge crosses the falls on the River Mora. The river is the shortest in the British Isles, linking Loch Mora with the sea. The Silver Sands and the coastline famously appear in the films Local Hero and Highlander. Oh, that's where this is where those were filmed. Okay. Love Local Hero. I haven't actually seen Highlander, which I'm sure will get me plenty of comments. But Local Hero was a great film. Love the soundtrack. Mark Knopfler, Dire Straits. Did the soundtrack. Really good soundtrack. So this is the shortest river in the British Isles. An AWS warning to get off that bloody headphone wire. Oh, that's knackered my sight up now. One of my lenses has fallen out. Bear with. Hey car, it's just sort of parked. Right now we're only doing 15 mph while I fix my glasses. We're going upper one in 93, so we'll give it a little bit of power. There we go. A lens falling out on what is essentially international television. For shame, glasses. For shame. Happens a lot. I need to get them fixed. I'm probably due an eye. Well, I think I am due an eye test, but so this is an area that's appeared in Local Hero. Cool. I didn't know that. That's a pretty cool fact. I like that. So for some short time we can go 30 mph, but I'm going to turn everything off because there's the station. You're going to give me stupid noise again. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Not having that sound. That's very pleasant. 1 in 69. Lol. So here we are at Mora. Just get out there, go to the end of the platform. And then again, I reckon just a tad more. Oh, seagulls. And I think we're good now. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I will take it. And I shall see you in about 3 minutes real time. So for you it'll be like seconds. Because, you know, the magic of video editing. Ooh. Okay then, I apologise that the sound had a bit of an issue halfway, roughly in the middle of the video. But we're back now. It's the new recording setup I've got. Sometimes it doesn't always work quite as smoothly as you would imagine, actually, being a brand new setup. But computers being what computers are, sometimes things, particularly recording software, goes out of sync. But either way, we are now on our way to Mallaig, which it says we're going to be there in, what, about 6 minutes. So we're nearly done. We're nearly done the whole route learning experience. Bitten by a rabbit, yes I am. Hello. Bitten. Nibbled is more what happens. Hello, buddy. So yes, we're going to shortly start dropping, I would imagine, because Mallaig is, I believe, at sea level, and we are currently above. Not by much, but we are above. Speeding a little bit. I feel like that point system is harsh. AWS marker, thank you. Mind you, I suppose at this point I don't really want to speak because I believe Mallaig is an end. It's an end platform. If you miss the end of Mallaig platform, you hit the buffers, and that doesn't look good on anybody's record. Definitely hear the seagulls there. As we do get closer to the sea, I think it's in 1 mile to Mallaig distant. And then Mallaig itself is in 2 miles. So we're going to keep the score above 500, that's positive. There's some traffic as well. Now from what I remember of driving out of Mallaig, you're on a cliff for a lot of it. I thought you sort of hugged the edge of a cliff or a hillside or something. I could be wrong. Also, on the technology front, my camera is running out of battery, so it might just stop. You might lose my face, which I know is a terrible shame for all of you. In OBEX. This is an enjoyable route. This is a route I'm amazed I haven't ever driven the whole thing up to now, but I'm glad I have now. Very glad I have now. I'm looking forward to running some scenarios on it, which, like I said, from this point forward will be in difficulty order, unless there's a part 1 and part 2, in which case I'll do them part 1 first and part 2, you know, because that's an order. But yeah, otherwise it will be difficulty order, starting with the easiest and getting harder. So that it might be some sort of whatever Train Sims version of a big finish is. So we're now approaching Mallaig distant. And there is the sea. And a road, obviously. Press our brakes into service, and there's an AWS marker. And there is the Mallaig distance signal. Yes, we are on the edge of a cliff because the road goes over us. The main road doesn't, though. The side road does. We're on the Atlantic Coast. On the horizon to the west you see is the Isle of Aig. To the north is Skye. Over there is the Isle of Aig, and that's Skye, I think. I'm not sure which is which, but yes, here we are. 1 in 50 all the way down to the station, I believe now. And there is the Atlantic coast, which is, whichever way you slice it, pretty darn cool. Yes, Mallaig platform, so turn that off. Neutral. Put that into service. And basically prepare to stop the locomotive and its train. And we're going to be slightly ahead of time again, so at least we're going to be on time, which is greatly positive. So actually, for a first ever public career scenario run, it's gone pretty well. Can't argue with much of what's happened there. As we approach Mallaig. yeah, pretty happy with that. Good route, some good locomotives, good driving challenges, fantastic scenery, and we end up at the Atlantic coast in view of the Isle of Skye. So, and this is Mallaig Station, which we are pulling into. So, yeah, no, that's gone pretty well. I've enjoyed that. Hope you guys have too. If you have, definitely do. You know, we'll go through the like and subscribe situation, but you know what to do. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Like that. Route learning done. And stopped basically exactly where I need to stop as well, have I? Yes, I have. Look at that. Perfect. Brilliant. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Check out the game in the description below. Check out the other train sim stuff I've got on the channel in the description below. Also, so there's Train Simulator workshop routes in the description below. Playlist. Check out the Sodor Snippets playlist in the description below. Check out my Railway Empire Season 1, where I do an alternate history of British railways, in the description below. There will be other train sim stuff coming as well. There will be other trains stuff coming, but there's also other non-train stuff coming as well. So yeah, have a look around the channel, have a look around what we've got. We've got tabletop games, we've got Call of Cthulhu, we've got some Dungeons and Dragons, we've got generic video gaming. By this point, definitely Charlie will have some footage on the Humble Wifey part of the channel, so have a look around. But either way, that was the West Highland Line extension. I was me, that was Tracy. See you in the next episode of my career, guys. Goodbye. Most of the 3 routes we've driven so far are good to get the high-speed kicks on, because obviously York to Newcastle, East Coast Main Line, that's where things like Union South Africa would have been flying their freight on much of their working life. Let me get my Santa hat bobble down. But also you've got things like, obviously we've had the weird air and things down there, which have gone up to Durham and Barnard's Castle and stuff like that.